Welcome back to the Relaxing Fertility Yoga sponsored by the Fertility Partnership. My name is Julie, and as always, I am at home, which means that, oh, she just moved, oh no, she left. But it means that my dogs and my cats are both hanging around. If at any point you hear them, please, or see them, please try to just let it all be vibration. So not good, not bad, but just part of this moment here and now, being with other creatures on this earth. And likewise, if you have any distractions at home, so if you have any animals or anything else, partners or neighbors or family members that are making noise, again, try to just let it all be vibration. So just part of living here and now. So more than anything, I just really always want to invite you to practice gratitude for what is in this moment, and to invite you to practice with kindness to your body, and practice with kindness just to yourself overall. And sometimes that can be really challenging. And so one way of doing this is also to get a little bit curious. What does it look like to be kind to myself for 1 hour? What does it look like not to judge myself, not to shame myself, not to guilt myself? What does it look like to just live in a complete place of acceptance and forgiveness and love for 1 hour? And so that's my invitation to you, just practicing that as well. Today we will just be doing some very chilled out things to relax the body overall. So relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the back, and doing some nice breath work. Yeah, let's get started. So the first thing to do is to either sit or lie down. So you can either, if you're feeling, or if you've been in an office all day, or sitting at a desk or in a car all day, I definitely recommend lying down. So if you want, you can come down. Oh yeah, one dog is there. So you can come down onto your back, and you can bend your knees and place the soles of the feet on the floor. And that can be quite nice. Or you can extend the legs all the way out, letting them flop and splay. Likewise, you could pop something underneath your legs if you want. So if you have a pillow or anything like that, that can also be quite comfortable. And please also feel free to use a blanket or just anything else that you have available to you, just for relaxing down and getting comfy doing it. Okay. I'll just put that music on. So once you've made your way down, just take a few rolls of the shoulders. You're going to inhale, roll the shoulders up, and exhale them down and back. And again. And one more. And just relax the shoulders down. Relax the hands, either facing up or down. Close your eyes. And take a few deep inhales through the nose, with exhales sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. And just do this a few times. Inhaling calm, exhaling, sighing out, letting go of any stress or any tension. Once you've sighed out a few times, just let your natural breath take over again. Notice your breath. Notice where it lands in your body. What the breath can tell you about this moment in your body, whether there's tension or if you're feeling a bit more relaxed. And then take the awareness and let's just bring it to the mind. And notice the quality of the mind right now, how open or closed it is, how busy or quiet. Notice if there are any thoughts on repeat, anything distracting you from this moment here and now. And as always, whatever you notice, just practice noticing without judgment. There's no need to label anything as good or bad or to put any shoulds on yourself. Just check in with what is. Take the awareness and bring it down to your heart and just notice your emotional body, notice how you're feeling. And again, notice if there is an acceptance or a resistance to anything that is. And then check in with your body and just notice anything there is to notice about your body right now. Where is the body open and relaxed? Where is the body storing tension or strain? And then notice the connections between your breath, your body, your feelings, and your thoughts. How do they play off of each other? So often if we're stressed, we might have a particular habit, or not habit, but we might hold the shoulders up, or we might get tummy aches or headaches. And we know that the body responds to the mental stress, but likewise, if we've hurt ourselves, maybe we're focusing on that, maybe we're frustrated. And then similarly, when we're relaxed, when we're happy, maybe we feel the whole body easing. And just know that this is the nature of our yoga practice. The reason that we do the centering, the breathing, the warm-ups, and the relaxation at the end, because yoga is a practice of union. So uniting these various parts of the self through the practice to try to bring greater calm. So while this is a fertility yoga class and we avoid certain things that are better to avoid if you're going through IVF or if you could be in the early stages of a pregnancy, it's likewise just as much, if not more, about helping the body to physiologically calm down. Because this is also an important part of fertility, to relax and to reduce the stress hormones. So again, just check in with what is. There's no need to judge it. And then we'll take the awareness back to the breath. So we're going to inhale through the nose and take the breath all the way down into the belly so that the belly rises with the inhale. And then exhale out the nose and feel the belly roll back towards the spine. So we inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And then deepen the breath further. Inhale through the nose, fill up, belly, ribs, chest. Expanding all the way up through the inhale. Exhale out the nose, chest, ribs, and belly contract. So we come into a basic Dirga breath. So just practice that, inhaling, expanding, exhaling, contracting. And then if you're able, you might try coming into an ujjayi or an ocean wave sounding breath. And the way that you do that is, the ujjayi breath is a constriction in the epiglottis at the back of the throat. So if you were to exhale out your mouth, like you were going to fog a mirror, you would exhale and you'd make that audible wave sound. Sorry, my dog's about to make some noise. Okay. So you would exhale and then you would reverse on the inhale. And it's very tickly on the inhale when you do that. And so it's this same idea, but with the mouth closed and through the nose. So we get that ocean wave. We get the... we keep it slow. So we keep it slow through these same three parts. So it's still filling up belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling, releasing chest, ribs, and belly. So let's take another 3 to 5 rounds of slow, deep breath here. Just let your eyes remain closed and really try to drop into that experience of just inhaling and exhaling. What is it just to be here now with your breath? Couple more breaths here. and start to mentally ready yourself for movement. And just in your own time, in your own way, draw some movement back into your body. Just letting yourself stretch, roll around, yawn, sigh, just do whatever will feel good to you and your body right now. Then from here, let's slowly, I'm just thinking, because we had that little chat at the beginning about sitting at a desk in the office all day, let's slowly come up into a tabletop position. So you're going to bring your knees in line with your hips and your hands, your wrists in line with your shoulders. So you're just going to come right on up into a tabletop. Now, please feel free to put something under your knees. So if you need to fold up a towel or fold up a blanket and put them under your knees, or if you want to put a little fold in your mat, please do so. There's no need for the knee to be uncomfortable against the hard floor. And then we're just bringing the shoulders and the wrists in line and the knees and the hips in line again. And we spread the fingers nice and wide. And let's just inhale and arch the spine. So we're going to roll the shoulders back, lift the sits bones, inhale. And then exhale, tuck the chin in towards your chest and round up. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. And again. And then inhale, come back through neutral. Now you might remember, we've done this before, and you might remember that in these sessions we avoid deep twists, but little twists are okay. So we're just going to take a little twist. We're going to bring the left forearm behind the right, and then we're just turning and looking up past that right shoulder, and that's all we're going to do here. So this is a very light twist that we can do safely here. And then inhale, place that hand back, and just the same to the other side. We come down on the forearm and we look past the left shoulder. And then take it back up to center. And then when you come back up to center, come down onto your forearms and leave your bum up in the air. So if you're also a dog lover, it's like a dog coming into a play bow. So then we have the bum up in the air, and we're going to walk the arms out in front of us and take the forehead down. And this should really hopefully do some nice things for your shoulders and your upper back. And then roll yourself back up to tabletop. My cat, you can do it. She was opening the door, but I think she changed her mind. Okay. Okay, and then from here, we're going to shift the bottom back towards your right heel, roll around towards the left, then roll forward towards the left shoulder and around to the right. And we're just creating some nice circles here, just undulating through the spine. take it back through center. Draw your bottom back down towards your heels. Take your arms, bring them out in front of you. We're going to come into a child's pose. So we take the forehead down. Oh, and just take a moment to sigh out there. And sometimes it feels nice just to rock and sway, to wiggle side to side, letting the forehead roll. And from here, start to lift the head, lift the heart, and then take your arms out wide. So if you're using a mat, they're coming wider than the mat, and if you're not using a mat, just wider than shoulder distance. And then you're going to take your right hand and cross it over your left, so like a cat stretching out its foreleg. Let your head come down between your arms, and then shift the weight towards that right hip so that you get this nice long side stretch down the right side of the body. And then we're going to pick that right hand back up, take the left over the right, shift the weight towards the left hip. Let the head come down like it's at a massage table. Oh, and just sigh it out. Take the hands back through center. And then from here, come up onto your fingertips. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And then roll up towards your hands. Curl, I'm just going to turn myself around here. Curl your toes under behind you. And then send your hips back. Roll your shoulders back. So you're coming back into a downward facing dog. And then we're just going to take that downward dog for a little walk. So we're just going to bend one knee and then the other, just walking it out. Oh, and then push back into your full expression of downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze under the armpits. Take some nice deep breaths there. And then inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Over here, right leg comes up to the sky. And then we're going to bend that right knee, point the right toes over to the left side. So we're turning and opening that hip up. And then inhale, right leg shoots back up. And exhale, we take the right toes down. Then we're going to swap, left leg comes up. Exhale, bend that left knee, point the left toes over to the right side. So we're turning and opening that hip. Inhale, take that left leg all the way back up. And then exhale, take your left toes back down, push back, full expression, downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back. Just take a nice deep breath here. Downward dog is believed to be a fertility positive pose, so one of the poses that is beneficial for fertility. So just hang out here for a couple more breaths. And then from here, put a little bend in your knees and just start to walk your hands back. So you're walking back towards a standing position. My cat is talking to me. Okay, and then keeping your knees soft, just curl into a little ball. Take an exhale here. And then inhale, take your fingertips up to your shins and come into a flat back with straight legs here. So we're inhaling. And then exhale, we curl into a little ball. Inhale, fingertips to the shins, flat back, straight legs. And exhale, curl into that little ball and round. One more, inhale, fingertips to the shins, flat back, straight legs. And then this time as you exhale, hinge forward from the hips and take hold of opposite elbows and opposite hands. And just gently sway a little bit side to side. Let your upper body be really heavy here. Let your hips sway. So we're just stretching out through the back of the body. Then take it back to center. Relax your arms down, bend your knees, and slowly start to ragdoll your body all the way up into standing. Okay, and then once, too many layers on here, once you have come up into standing, bring your feet to a hip distance stance, squaring the toes forward. And let's just take an inhale, roll the shoulders up. And exhale them down and back. And again. One more. And then from here, start to feel where your feet are meeting the earth. Feel where the ball, the side, the heel of each foot, where each is touching down, if you're putting more weight into one foot than the other. And just play with finding a balance there. You can sway a little bit side to side. Just notice where you're putting your weight, what your habits are. Take a couple more. Can't win with my hair tonight. Okay, and then shift the weight into your right foot, okay? And then you're going to, again, shift as evenly as you can across the ball, the side, the heel. Then you're going to take your left knee, turn it out to the side, okay? Lifting your left heel up above the right ankle. Now, if this is enough, stay here. If you want a little bit more, put the foot up into the calf, or you may put the foot all the way up into the thigh, but if you're wearing socks or if you have slippery fabric, which I do at the moment, then just go lower. There's sometimes this idea in yoga about pushing yourself to the furthest point because you can. Try to see if that is something that you say to yourself in general, if you try to push yourself to the furthest point just because you can. And then play with taking it back a step. So for me, I always put the foot up into the thigh, but in fact, because I've been doing that for so many years, this is actually harder for me. It's much harder for me to keep the foot lower because I'm not as practiced with it. And so it's just always finding kind of these nuances and subtleties in our bodies and our habits. And the way our cat's meowing at us. Take your arms up into the sky. Draw your palms together. And then turn the backs of your hands together. So backs of the hands coming together, and then you're going to take your right hand behind your left, and I'll come closer to the screen to show you this. So your hands are up, and you're taking the right hand behind the left, and then you're going to inhale and lift up as high as you can. If you can, draw the elbows together behind your head. If not, don't worry, let it be more here instead. That's okay too. Okay, so you go to the point that it is right for you. And we're just really lifting up there, reaching up. And this is for the shoulders and the upper back. And exhale. Unwind the arms and gently place that foot back down at center. Once you come back to center, take an inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale them down and back, and interlace your fingers behind your back and then draw the arms down and back. So you're squeezing the shoulders around the spine. We're popping the chest. We're taking an inhale and then exhale. Put a little bend in your knees, hinge forward from your hips, hang the head. Let those interlaced fingers hang back and away from your lower back. Draw your hands back to your lower back and unwind, reversing a swan dive up to the sky. And exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale them down and back. Sorry, my door is getting blown a little bit by the wind. There we go. Okay. And then from here, again, we feel where the body is meeting the ground. We zip up through the pelvis, zip up through the core, roll the shoulders back. Take a little sway side to side. Sway into your left foot this time. Use your right heel to come up above the ankle. Let that right knee turn out to the side. And again, you may want to put the foot up into the calf or all the way up into the thigh. Avoid the knee. Sometimes it's a natural place for people to try to put the foot when they're trying to get it higher. It's just not a great habit to get into long term. If you did it on the other side, don't worry. But it's just not, again, it's just not a great habit to get into long term. So what we're going to then do here is take an inhale, lift the arms up. And same as before, take the backs of the hands together. And we're going to bring the left hand behind the right. And inhale, stretch up to the sky as best you can. Opening the shoulders, opening the upper back. Start to unwind the arms again. Take that foot down. And then let's take 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, release. And again, inhale, lift. And exhale, down. And one more, inhale, lift. And then exhale, swan dive and fold. Hinge forward from the hips, hang the head, hang the arms. So you're coming back into Uttanasana, back into a nice standing, probably too low, standing forward fold. And then bend your knees and start to walk it back to downward facing dog. So we're going to spread the fingers nice and wide, send the hips back, roll the shoulders back, squeeze under the armpits. Oh, just a nice deep breath there. And then exhale. Take your knees down to the ground. And then once you've got your knees down on the floor, bring your big toes together behind you. So it's like your big toes are in a little kiss. Okay, and then you're going to sit back into your heels. Okay, Now, once you have come into this position, what we're going to do is take the knees out, as I'll scoot forward a little, it shows up better on this carpet. So we're going to take the knees out as wide as we possibly can. So just taking the legs wide, 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 knees wide, 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 big toes still together behind you. If for any reason your big toes separate a little, it's okay, don't worry too much. So what we're then going to do here is we're going to come into an Iliopsoas stretch. So you may or may not have done this one with me before, but your Iliopsoas is a muscle that starts in the base of your spine and it wraps around your hip and it connects to your femur or the leg bone here. And this is a muscle that is often responsible for low back pain. So if you sleep, for example, if you sleep like this and you have this leg, I mean, don't worry about the arm, but if you just have this one leg, it doesn't matter which, up, this is your body's natural way of stretching out the iliopsoas. So if you do have a tight lower back and you don't sleep like this, consider trying it. And there are ways of doing that where you could also put a pillow under your leg and that can make it feel a little more comfortable. And the idea is just that you're getting that nice opening in the lower back, which of course can become very tight from the amount that we sit and also from stress. I'll talk through that part in just a second. But so what I would like you to do here, I have to give up with the hair today. Sorry guys. Apparently I have, I had that hair trauma in December where this woman just cut like all my hair off, which anyway, I'm still not over it. It was not the plan. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to walk the hands down in front. And then we're going to send the bottom back towards the heels. And I want you to try to feel that stretch in the inside of your upper thigh. So it's not a child's pose, but we're pushing back and we're feeling that push back around the inner thigh. You might even feel it around the lower back. Then if it's available, you might come down onto the forearms, but the thing to avoid here is kind of lurching forward or where you really just arch into the position rather than push the bottom back and round into it. I want you to think more about having a rounded spine than an arched back. And then of course you can even put the head down, but just really think about that push back, that feeling around the inner thighs. Take a few deep breaths here. And start to walk up into the hands. And then just draw your legs together and sit back into your shins. And then we're going to just slide the body weight over to the left and just let the legs kind of zigzag here. Just sitting casually, basically. And then we're going to take the right hand and bring it down to the floor, just the fingertips down to the floor. And then the left arm is going to swing up. And then we take that stretch of the left arm towards the side where the legs are bent. And hopefully you feel this very long side stretch here. And then inhale, lift all the way back up through center. You can play with coming up and then swapping to the other side, maybe without using your hands, although use your hands if you need to, of course. It's just one way of playing. And then we're going to take the left fingertips down, lift the right arm up into the sky, And then we take that long stretch across. And then inhale, take it all the way back through center. And then unwind the legs, taking the legs out in front of you. Okay. Now, if you struggle at all with sitting up with the legs extended out front, sit up onto something. So, for example, you could sit up onto a folded towel or a folded blanket. If you have a very low bolster or cushion, you could do that too. So we're going to take the legs straight out front. Sorry for my holy socks. And we're going to flex the feet. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, gently bow down over the legs. Oh, so we feel that stretch all the way through the back of the body. And then we're going to inhale, lift. And exhale, bow. Again. And then this time, when you inhale, take your arms all the way up. Exhale, sink your shoulders, flex your feet. Take an inhale here, up into Dandasana, into a seated staff pose. And then exhale, hinge forward from your hips, reach out like you are giving a hug. So you're really feeling that stretch through the back of your legs. Oh, and then exhale, take your fingertips down, roll your shoulders back, open up through your chest, take an inhale. And then exhale, start to bow down, taking your head down towards your knees or your chin down towards your shin. Please never force yourself. So you can hold on to the ankles or you can hold on to the feet as anchors, but there's no need to really wrench yourself deeply into these poses. That's usually the ego, and that's usually when we get injured. Okay, so just go to the point that it's right for you in this moment as well, not what was right for you before, or, sorry, my dog is going crazy behind the microphone, which I'm sure you can hear. She's just trying to make a nest. Okay. Oh, and then inhale, lift all the way back up. And then we're going to start to bring it down onto the back. So you can even bend your knees and then just slowly come down, walking down onto your back. Oh, and then once you come down, take a moment just to sigh out here. And then draw the knees in towards the chest, hug your legs. And again, sigh out. If you want to rock and sway a little bit, please do so. Rock back to center. Interlace the fingers over your left shin. Flex the left foot. Take the right leg up into the sky. Flex that foot. And then we're going to exhale. Take the right leg. Oh, I said that wrong. That left leg that's up in the sky that was flexing. Take that left leg down. Oh. Take a few deep breaths here. And then take your right foot and bring it down. Point your index fingers and your thumbs up above your chest. Walk your right leg so it's coming right up against your left, and then let your right knee turn out to the side. So we're taking tree pose again, but on the floor. And then we're going to draw the arms down to the sides of the head and take a big stretch back. And then once you've had that stretch out, you can unwind the fingers and just let your palms face up. And just kind of be here, flopped out on the floor with the hip open, the chest to the sky, your body held and supported by the earth. So this is what I wanted to say earlier when we were talking about the lower back. So I know I've said this in another class before, which is that sometimes there are patterns in cultures and in societies about injuries. So if you think about in, say, the 70s, ulcers were the thing. Ulcers were how stress manifested. And we don't hear so much about ulcers anymore, but what we do hear about a lot is low back pain. And low back pain sometimes can represent an emotional discomfort as well. So we have the lower back, which is the seat of our spine, and if we feel systemically unsupported, so whether that could be in a culture, in a society, whether that could be at work, in a relationship, in a family, sometimes that really can manifest as lower back pain, which is why yoga is great, but so are things like meditation, things that are going to nurture your mind and spirit, which I know meditation, if you're new to it, can be a little arduous, but it is definitely a practice worth investing in, just from my own perspective. So, all right, let's take that right knee, bring it back up, and then draw the left knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers over your left shin. Take the right leg up into the sky, flex that foot. And then exhale, take that right leg, bring it all the way down, just saying hey to that hip flexor. And then unwind the fingers. Walk your left foot so that it's coming up against up against your right thigh. And then let that left knee tip out to the side. And then just like before, we're going to interlace the fingers, point the index fingers and the thumbs. And then we're going to take this big stretch back. Again, if you want to open up the hands and relax the shoulders, please do so. Take another breath there. And gently tip that left knee all the way back up. Draw both knees in towards your chest. Hug your legs again. And then across your ankles. Take your right hand to your right knee, left to your left. And then gently come all the way back up towards seated. And then once you come back to seated, we're just going to, can't stop with the hair. We're just going to come into, we're going to come into a breathing exercise, and it's not one that we have done before. So this is a breathing exercise known as 4-7-8. So you may or may not have done this before. It's been largely suggested by Dr. Andrew Weil, who is a Harvard medical doctor in the US, but he's all about integrative medicine and holistic health. And if you see a photo of him, I mean, he's 80 years old, but he looks pretty incredible, to be honest, for 80. So it's a very, very simple technique, and the 4-7-8 breath is believed to help reduce anxiety. It's also supposed to be quite good for helping people get to sleep. So if you have insomnia, or if you get very anxious and then suddenly can't get to sleep, or if you wake up in the night and you can't get to sleep, think about practicing this breath. It's just very simple, very accessible, and just another tool in the toolbox. So what we're going to do, and of course you can do this lying down, you can do this in your car, not that you're going to go to sleep driving, please, but if you're feeling stressed, if you're in traffic, things like that. Again, whether you're lying down in bed or you're sitting up, either's fine, but we'll just do it sitting up for now. So the way that this breath works, again, it's super, super simple. So you're just going to fully empty the lungs out first. So we just empty out the lungs. And then we're going to inhale for 4 seconds through the nose. And then we hold that for 7 seconds. And then we're going to exhale out the mouth. And we make this whooshing sound for 8. Okay, so just talking that through again without doing it, it's 4 seconds of inhaling through the nose, 7 seconds of holding the breath just in the nose, holding the breath where it is, and then 8 seconds of, and again making that whooshing sound. Now, sometimes if you are very stressed, or if you don't really practice deep breathing, sometimes this doesn't come so easily, and you might find, in fact, you need to do slightly shorter periods of each, and that's okay. It's just something to build up to. I have one client who he cannot exhale out for 8, like he just can't. He taps out at about 4 or 5, and so it's just something to gradually build up to. Just adding that breath capacity. So let's do this. We'll do about 4 or 5 rounds of this. So I'll do a couple together, and then I'm going to set you loose just to count it yourself. Don't get bogged down in the counting. Again, just do the best that you can. So let's empty out the lungs. And then we inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale out the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And going straight back to the nose. 1, inhaling. 2, 3, 4, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhaling out the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more together. Through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Carry on your own. Keep it going. Take another round or two. And then when you get to that last round, when you exhale out the mouth, just come back to a few slow, deep, full breaths. And then just let your natural breath take over. Close your eyes. And draw your hands together into prayer in front of your heart. And just gently bow, honoring your body, your light, your practice, this earth, and the fact that you showed up for yourself this evening or whenever you're doing this practice, the fact that you showed up to give yourself that space to relax and nourish. And thank you so much for coming.